breaking, very emotional. What BTS Jimin never said. The unseen pain behind his smile. There is a specific kind of light that surrounds Jimin when he is on stage. It is delicate yet fierce, a movement that seems to defy gravity. To the millions watching, he appears as a being made of pure talent, a natural-born idol who was destined to shine. But if you look closer, past the blinding spotlights and the deafening screams of the stadiums, you will find a story that is not about destiny. It is a story about a boy who was terrified that he would disappear. It is a story of a young man who waged a silent, brutal war against his own imperfections until he finally learned how to breathe. To understand the depth of Park Jimin, one must first understand the fear that nearly stopped his journey before it even began. The story starts in Busan, where a young Jimin was already a standout student of modern dance. He was praised by teachers, top of his class, and full of artistic expression. However, when he made the decision to chase a different dream in Seoul, the reality was cold and unforgiving. According to various documentaries and Jimin's own recollections, his transition from a contemporary dancer to a K-pop idol trainee was traumatic. He was not walking into open arms. He was walking into a battlefield. He was the very last member to join the group, arriving with only a short time before their planned debut. While the others had years to bond and train, Jimin was the outsider who had to catch up. The weight of this position was suffocating. In several verified interviews, Jimin has revealed a shocking truth that haunts his early narrative. He was almost kicked out of the group. Not once, but multiple times. The company was unsure if his style fit the group's aggressive hip-hop image. Imagine the psychological terror of a teenager, thousands of miles from home, waking up every single day not knowing if it would be his last day. He felt like he was walking on a thin sheet of ice. He was not the main dancer back then. He was the candidate most likely to fail. This fear birthed a work ethic that was bordering on self-destruction. Other members have shared stories of finding Jimin sleeping in the practice room, curled up on the floor because he refused to go back to the dorm. He practiced until his body gave out, driven by a voice in his head that told him he was not good enough. He did not just want to be good. He needed to be indispensable so that no one could send him home. Even after debut, when the cameras were rolling and the fans were cheering, Jimin was fighting a private battle with his self-image. During the Wings era, which many fans consider his aesthetic peak, Jimin was suffering deeply. In the concept book for the album and subsequent interviews, he admitted to undergoing a severe and dangerous diet. He wanted to look a certain way, to meet an impossible standard of perfection he had set for himself. He revealed that he would often pass out during dance rehearsals due to a lack of energy. The members tried to invite him to eat, but he refused, believing that his worth was tied to his perfection. It is a heartbreaking realization that while the world was falling in love with him, Jimin was struggling to love himself. There is a scene in the documentary series, Burn the Stage, that captures the essence of his internal pressure. After a concert, while the other members are celebrating, Jimin is found backstage, head in his hands, crying. He was devastated because his voice cracked for a split second, a mistake so minor that most of the audience did not even notice. But to Jimin, it was a catastrophe. He felt he had ruined the performance. He felt he had let everyone down. This was the curse of his perfectionism. He could not see the beauty he created. He could only see the tiny crack in the glass. However, the most dangerous moment for Jimin came not from failure, but from the silence that follows success. As BTS reached heights that no Korean act had ever touched, Jimin faced a new invisible enemy: burnout and isolation. In a conversation on the show, Suchwita, Jimin opened up about the pandemic period. He spoke about feeling lost, admitting that he spent days drinking alone, trying to numb a feeling of emptiness. He questioned his purpose when the stage was taken away. This was not the glamorous life of a pop star. This was a human being grappling with depression and the loss of identity. He felt like he was drifting in a dark ocean, unsure of who Park Jimin was without the applause. It was in this darkness that the transformation began. Jimin realized that he could not continue to be his own worst enemy. The release of his self-composed song Promise was a turning point. In the lyrics, he makes a vow, not to the fans, but to himself, that he would stop hurting himself. It was a quiet revolution. He began to accept that he did not have to be perfect to be worthy. Fans love Jimin not simply because he is a beautiful dancer or a vocalist with a unique tone. They love him because he is the heart of the group. In countless behind-the-scenes clips, whenever a member is crying, Jimin is the first one to run to them. He is the one who offers a hug without asking questions. He is the one who brings a cake to cheer someone up. He absorbs the pain of others. There is a profound beauty in the fact that the person who was hardest on himself is the one who is the softest towards others. He learned compassion through his own suffering. His recent solo album, Face, is a testament to this journey. It is verified by music critics and charts that he achieved historic success, becoming the first South Korean soloist to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 with Like Crazy. But the true achievement was not the trophy. It was the message. The album was a confrontation with his inner shadows, a public admission of his loneliness and his struggle. By singing about his pain, he liberated himself from it. He stood before the world, no longer the boy afraid of being kicked out, but a man claiming his place. Today, Jimin speaks about his future with a sense of calm. He no longer speaks of surviving. He speaks of living. He wants to be a better human, a more mature person who can stand on his own 2 feet. He has traded the desperate need for validation for a quiet self-assurance. He has learned that his scars are not signs of failure, but proof of his resilience. As we watch Jimin now, standing in the center of the stage, we must remember the cost of that smile. We must remember the boy who slept on the practice room floor. We must remember the teenager who starved himself to feel worthy. And we must remember the man who admitted he was broken so that he could finally heal. When the music fades and the lights go down, there is no dramatic explosion. There is just Jimin, breathing. He is still here. He made it. And in that simple fact, that he survived his own mind to become the comfort for millions, we find a reason to offer him not just our applause, but our deepest silent respect.